Come into our garden with us as we get ready to pick some corn today. You're going to get corn? Okay. It's so much fun taking your little ones along just to enjoy outdoors. The baby was soaking it up. He just loved playing with this piece of corn stalk, and just the nature outside was amazing that day. And here we are getting started. The little ones loved putting the corn in the bucket. We're homeschooling this year, and so not every homeschool experience needs to be paper and books. Natural outside experiences can also be very educational. So I just tried to tell them as much as I could about the process and teach them and let it be a hands-on experience. And they loved putting the corn in the bucket and trying to carry the corn. Here my husband is shucking the corn and getting like any worms off of it or bad spots, and just keeping some of that husk trash over there in the garden to let it go back into the earth instead of bringing it in the house and having to clean it up later. So that was really thoughtful of him to do it out there. And the baby was somewhat content sitting in his car seat. He needed his pacifier a few times, and eventually I had to get him out and snuggle him, but he sat there for a while. And here is some more of our corn collection. We put it in this big cooler, and we would fill up buckets of corn and then carry it over to my husband. So the kids had like a little scavenger hunt looking for all the corn. And
you break it off?
They were so excited when they would find a piece of corn, like, oh, it's corn. And so I think it was a good way to wear them out in a healthy way, to where they were having fun and getting fresh air and not just sitting on a screen or something. And here I am helping my husband shuck the corn. It's actually kind of calming to sit there and do. And then my little ones, they needed a break, so they played in nature's own sensory bin. And did they get muddy? Yes, very muddy. Don't worry, they got baths since then. But they had a lot of fun just squishing the mud and sticking the mud and playing with it and just getting all messy, of course. And then here I am snuggling the baby. He needed a snuggle break. And then we got to taking the corn back to process it. And this is what we gathered. And we set the baby up here in the high chair and just got ready to process corn. So first thing we did was boil some water, and this water is going to be used for blanching the corn. And then we washed the corn to get all the silks off of it and just make sure that there wasn't anything on it that would be nasty to process. And finally, after washing the corn, it was ready to be put in the water to be blanched. And we did this for about 2 minutes, just not to cook it, but just to kind of, clean it, the bacteria off of it, cook the bacteria off of it. My husband helped with that, and it went pretty slow, if I'm honest. It was a long process. But then you had to get the corn very cool so it wouldn't continue to cook, and just cool it off in some cold water. And then it was ready to be sliced off the cob. My husband made this contraption. I think it made things go quicker, and it just kind of has a blade right there, and you slide the corn across. You have to be careful for your fingers, and when I was using it, I did not cut my finger off, but nick my finger, so that was not fun. And here what I'm doing is called milking the corn. It's just getting all the extra stuff that didn't come off the cob kind of squeezed out of it, and then we mixed it in with the other rest of the corn, and it kind of creamed it in a way. And then here my husband is just filling up bags of corn. It's going to be put in the freezer. I think in all we got around 13 bags. And so now we can have this corn for holidays or for something special or just to eat. It's super sweet. It's called Peaches and Cream. So thank you for coming along, and I hope you're having a lovely day.